coming back in the summertime, get something back and hopefully get something much bigger by the end of the year.
Let me ask you something, Mikey. Is you still interested in a Terence Crawford fight? I mean, you said that Terence Crawford shook the spot, and you could make something happen.
At the time when I was fighting, trying to pursue something at welterweight, I definitely would have been a lot more interested than now. My mind has changed. Focus is no longer on welterweight. I'm not gonna chase anything there, so my focus will be at 140. So it makes no sense for me to bring up Crawford. He's at welterweight, and he might even be moving up to 154 soon.
Now that Taylor is moving up to welterweight, would you like to go? Since you're saying you're going down, would you like to pursue undisputed at 140?
I mean, you got to start with one title at a time. You got to be able to win one title at a time. For me to say I'm gonna pursue undisputed, that's a difficult thing to say. If the titles are being held at one time by different promoters, different fighters, sometimes it becomes very difficult to accomplish. So one title at a time.
Hey, Mike, there's a new cat on the block, Drawn Enos. I know you say you're going down in weight.
Yeah.
What do you think about that guy?
I think he's very talented, very skilled, very fast and strong. I think he's got all the talent to become world champion. Maybe in a fight or two, you'll be able to see him disputing a title fight. But you also got to be very respectful of the champions at the division. Terence Crawford, Errol Spence fighting Ugas now. So it ain't going to be an easy task for him either. But he definitely has the skills to be at that level.
Because they keep saying that, he's green, he's too green, you know what I'm saying? He's not ready
saying
yet.
That he's green. He's got the skills. But you also got to respect the champions because they're not easy champions. Sometimes the division is a little weaker and it's a lot easier for fighters to become champion earlier in their careers. But sometimes when the champions are that tough and that good, it's not going to be an easy task. That doesn't mean that he cannot be champion. He's got the skills to do it. But maybe a better opportunity would be if Crawford decided to move up in weight class, maybe he would pick up that title much easier than fighting Crawford. If that makes sense.
Right.
Okay, Mikey, I just wanted to ask you, you had a little bit of a setback in your last fight. What do you think contributed to the setback you had in your fight? Was it that you didn't do did you get to see any tape on this guy, or did they wrestle into the fight?
There was a lot of things that could have been the reason for the loss. I think I did enough to win it. It wasn't my best performance. It definitely wasn't. The guy was basically surviving most of the fight. So I don't feel that they should credit him for surviving, because he wasn't outboxing me to where I couldn't do anything, where I was confused or anything like that. I was putting the pressure, I was coming forward, he was basically surviving, but the judges might feel that he was doing more than they expected, and they credit that. I thought I won the fight, not an easy win, a close fight, but I still felt that I should have won. That's just boxing, it's okay, not a big deal for me. Like I said, we'll come back and looking for much bigger opportunities.
You know what, Mikey? I can't say this much. Now that it look like we're starting to get back to normal, with the mandates being, falling back out, do you think now you guys can properly train, with less restrictions?
I mean, training is always available. It wasn't that the training wasn't available. It was also kind of like last minute. We did a 4-week notice for that fight. So maybe the training wasn't the ideal scenario, but I mean, I should have taken the fight maybe if I wasn't ready. That's on me. That's on nobody else. So I'm not pointing fingers on anybody.
I thought you won the fight. I was there.
Thank you. I thought I did enough too. But that's all right. That's boxing. Nothing to be depressed about or crying about. That's the way it is.
Mikey, you want to fight Jose Ramirez? How important is this fight that you're watching tonight?
Oh, we're here to definitely support my boy Jose Ramirez. I think it's a very important fight. Coming back, his return fight. This fight will lead to a world title fight for him. Winning this fight puts him right at the place where he was and challenging for a world title. So we're very excited for it. But it ain't gonna be an easy fight either. We know Pedraza, former world champion, very skilled fighter. So we can't take the fight lightly. That's why he trained very, very hard for the fight. He had great sparring, great training camp. We're just here excited to see him back.